The old Turkish fort of Bendery has inspired more legends, myths, and supernatural stories than probably anywhere else in the country. Some of the most popular legends concern Baron von Munchausen, who is alleged to have ridden a cannonball over the walls of the fortress, the ghost of a mysterious woman in white who only appears on nights where there is a full moon, and a shimmering golden carriage that once belonged to General Mazepa, that legends say is buried somewhere in the vast dungeons that lie beneath the Bendery Fortress. Its original foundations laid more than 600 years ago, it's no surprise that so many legends and myths surround the Bendery Fortress. Many people have reported that, on nights where there is a full moon, the ghost of a young woman can be seen haunting the upper part of the citadel's tower. Sometimes seen with a baby cradled in her arms, she silently makes her way to the gate tower and then disappears. In the daylight, one can see that the tower where the ghost appears has been considerably damaged by real bullets. Both the traces of 18th century musket balls and 20th century bullets can be seen. There's even a legend that the guards of the fortress have tried to shoot at the ghost. But is there any truth to the legend of the woman in white? Surprisingly, when excavations were conducted under the southern part of the citadel near the gate where the woman in white has been seen, a collection of bones and other artifacts were recovered, including a long plait of human hair that evidently once belonged to a woman. Could this be the remains of the woman in white? We'll never know. Experts say that the woman in white might be related to an old legend about the Pasha, or Turkish military general, who once commanded the Bendery Fortress. The story goes that the Pasha once spied a beautiful young maiden in the nearby town of Varnica and determined that he would have her as his wife, so he had his soldiers abduct her. But even after she became pregnant, the young woman continuously tried to escape the fortress. It is said that one night the Pasha lost his patience with her and her constant attempts to escape, so he had his men throw her off the tower wall. Her soul unable to find peace, the ghost is seen cradling her unborn child in her arms as she wanders the fortress grounds. Another popular myth that surrounds the Bendery Fortress concerns a legendary golden carriage that belonged to Governor General, or Hetman, Ivan Mazepa, one of the most important figures of the 18th century in this part of the world. It is said that this powerful general once owned a carriage made out of pure gold and that it was last seen being hidden in the dungeons of the Bendery Fortress. While the stories about his golden carriage may be a legend, it is true that Governor General Mazepa was wounded after a battle in the nearby town of Poltava in 1709 and came to the Bendery Fortress to recuperate. Records show that Governor General Mazepa's baggage train included several barrels with silver and gold in them as payment for his troops. There is also a story that Governor General Mazepa always carried a huge 90-carat diamond with him. But, much like his fabled golden carriage, no trace of the gem has ever been found. But it is the fables concerning the German nobleman Baron von Munchausen and his legendary ride on a cannonball over the Bendery Fortress walls that continue to capture the modern imagination. In 1785, the German author Rudolf Erich Raspe published a best-selling book about the travels of a Baron von Munchausen in Russia. Although based on the real exploits of a real German nobleman who fought alongside Russia in her 18th century wars against the Turks, Raspe inflated the facts to create a series of humorous tall tales which became widely popular all across Europe. One of the most enduring and comic scenes in Raspe's book is the story of how Baron Munchausen, tired of waiting for the Russian siege of Bendery Fortress to bring down the seemingly impregnable walls, decided to take matters into his own hand and ride a cannonball as it was fired up and over the wall. Even today, young visitors to the Bendery Fortress love to stare up at the imposing walls and imagine the comic sight of the pudgy German nobleman astride a cannonball as he sails through the air. But the mysteries surrounding the Bendery Fortress are not just about ghosts and lost treasures. During the hundreds of years when the fortress was an active Turkish military installation, vast underground tunnels, passages, and chambers were dug, and most of these have yet to be excavated by archaeologists. It has been long rumored that the Turks dug an escape tunnel that went to the other side of the Dniester River, roughly parallel to where the modern iron bridge stands today. Archaeologists have found both what appears to be the entrance and the exit to the tunnel, but no one yet knows if the Turks actually succeeded in finding a way to burrow their way across the river. What we do know for certain, however, is that 4 Muslim mosques that were once located on the fortress grounds were connected by underground tunnels. A map from 1928 shows the entrances to these tunnels, but these too await a proper archaeological excavation. With so many interesting stories and legends, the Bendery Fortress is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the country, and we invite you to come and explore it for yourself. Who knows? You might be the one who finds Mazepa's long-lost golden carriage.